If I'm not gonna lie, no one's been robbed more of their culture more than Jamaicans, and I'm so sorry about it. I'm sorry about it.
Do you believe that we Jamaicans should be gatekeepers of our culture? When I say gatekeepers, I don't mean that, we don't let anybody in, but we should be the one who basically decides what gets into our industries, for example, or what gets to be said.
There is this big misconception going on in the social media space right now, where the international audience is being led to believe that these people on social media who call themselves Jamaican comedians are actual true representatives of the Jamaican culture.
We are losing culture. We are losing our culture, and people are capitalizing off our culture.
People often say that culture is meant to be shared, and in a way that is, it's true. Sharing culture breaks down ignorance. It helps us connect, and it creates bridges where, walls once stood. But there's a fine line between sharing and stealing, and Jamaican culture has been standing on that line for far too long. From music to the food to slang, Jamaican influence is everywhere, and yet so often it's misrepresented, claimed by others, or packaged in a way that erases the people who actually created it. The speaker in this clip, in this viral clip, someone I guess from Nigeria by identity, put it bluntly: no group has been robbed of their culture more than Jamaicans. So guys, today I want us to unpack this idea. How does cultural sharing turn into theft? And why has Jamaican culture in particular been borrowed, copied, and misattributed so widely across the world?
Yo, I feel like culture is supposed to be shared, innit? I feel like as a human being on this earth, it's your God-given right to know a little bit about everyone's culture, just for ignorance purposes. Man, you can't be ignorant out here, cuz everybody plays the fool when they don't know. So it's just better that you know what I mean? But sometimes, let's be honest, man, some people beg it, bruv. You will share a culture that's so wavy, everybody wants to join in, and when they join in, they'll be acting like they're part of you from day one. No. If I'm not gonna lie, no one's been robbed more of their culture more than Jamaicans, and I'm so sorry about it. I'm sorry about it. No, today, I'm gonna stand up for you. As a Nigerian man, I'm gonna stand up for you. I can't take it again. I can't take it anymore. Granted, Jamaicans have got a wavy culture, but I can't lie to you, man. It's not for you to take and run off with, bruv. Even me as a Nigerian, I get pissed off when I see things like this, because I know say it never did come from Nanny's pot, fam. It didn't come from Nanny's pot. Bruv, this rice is not Jamaican. This rice is as Jamaican as a snowy white Christmas. Speaking of snow, you remember this guy? When I was younger, when I first heard this song on the radio, I thought this guy was Jamaican as Jamaican can be, fam. When I saw the video, this guy was Jamaican as the Statue of Liberty. It didn't even make no sense, bruv. I like Stone Boy. I think he's hard, but at the same time, fam, like, where does the patois come from when you there for Ghana? You're already in the middle of Ghana, rude boy. I can't lie, man. Burna Boy got some Jamaican sprinkle too, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. There's definitely some Jamaican sprinkles there, fam. Some sprinkles, I don't even know what it is. Some sprinkle flakes or some jerk flake or something. I don't know. Target. If you man remember Tug of War, this guy was a Channel U sensation, bruv. This guy was as Jamaican as the transport for London, blood. You know your culture is doing a mazza when you see McDonald's try to bite the flavour, fam. Try to bite the sauce. Bruv, I've never seen no jollof flavoured McChicken crispy, blood. Don't come and do it, please. But the biggest violation is that you man want to serve Jamaican burger with bacon? With bacon? Disrespectful, that's very rude. But you know what, Jamaicans, you know what I'm going to tell you? This shit is all your fault. You man are too fucking cool. You man have been controlling the algorithm of what the world does, blood. And continue doing that, fam. We love ya.
Wagwan. Yeah, something get off my chest, and this is some Jamaican them that live, especially the Jamaican restaurant owners them in Jamaica, or food truck, food whatever. No, we have to do better. When me come to Jamaica, I want Jamaican food. And when I say Jamaican food, I mean authentic Jamaican food. It's not everybody care if you do no pasta and no pizza and no KFC. I want Jamaican food. No food don't taste good. When I mean no food not taste good, every time I go to a restaurant in Jamaica, I have a dash ready food. Because me a Jamaican. And me know how to cook. And me know so uno can do better. uno food is like uno not put no love, no empathy, or no in no food, uno just cook food and that's like uno give to hug. Cause uno don't care for people like me because uno say I guess uno only care for foreigners. So if no one go to a nice restaurant no go dine, me not waste my time because the food don't taste good. Uno can't even get one nice Jamaican dessert because Jamaican restaurants in Jamaica do not serve Jamaican dessert because I guess they're ashamed of their culture, but yet uno love to say uno Jamaican and uno Jamaica, but uno do not like uno self. Any other country you go, you can get Jamaican dessert. There's no restaurant in Jamaica that serve Jamaican dessert, and something is wrong with that. Because there's no way you can say you in a Jamaica, me go there now and after me have a nice meal or no so-called meal you wanna have, and then me say I want a dessert and I can tell me about Black Forest cake, vanilla cake and all kind of different cake. Where is the Jamaican dessert? Where is the Jamaican style? Even if you no have a little twist on it, they need some potato pudding, some caramel pudding, some blue jar, some New Orleans in the way there. Why no shame for present uno food, uno culture? We got a restaurant in Kingston the other day. What you say? They serve rice and peas. Me say boy, me down there me say me what me say. Jamaica, we are losing culture. We are losing our culture, and people are capitalizing off our culture. And I am going to the supermarket in a new Pelham down there, so and they must miss if you see the plaka rice and peas and jerk chicken, we then claim Jamaican food. But we can't blame them because uno Jamaican do not like uno culture. Uno serve pastor and all these other pizza and all this. Uno run so other people make money off our food with culture because we don't like ourselves.
Do you believe that we Jamaicans should be gatekeepers of our culture? When I say gatekeepers, I don't mean that, we don't let anybody in, but we should be the one who basically decides what gets into our industries, for example, or what gets to be said. It comes to like dancehall,
I
for
think,
example.
I hear what you're saying, and it's a
Without a
tricky
million.
question. But no one else other than a Jamaican, I think, has the right to speak on behalf of Jamaicans, and of course we're very varied people, so even we shouldn't try it. But yeah, no, definitely. My thing though, I keep going back to, and I just want to raise the point. As much as I think Jamaicans obviously should have the authority, the point is if you are not doing something with your culture, what you vex about what other people doing? Like, what are you doing with your culture? And from you're doing your thing, then you don't really have time to worry about what anybody else is doing or not doing. People are usually just talking when they're not doing enough.
The speaker raises some strong points, starting with misidentification. Think about how many times someone hears a reggae style beat, a patois accent, or just even a certain sprinkle in music and instantly assumes the artist must be Jamaican. In reality, some of these artists have no connection to the island at all. Burna Boy gets called out for this sprinkle. Stone Boy from Ghana use certain Jamaican words. Even artists in the UK, like the infamous Taggy Taggy, have been mistaken for Jamaican, only for fans to realize that the accent and style were borrowed. Then comes the food, one of the clearest symbol of culture. And here again, we see the theft. The speaker mocks dishes falsely labeled as Jamaican, calling them as Jamaican as the Statue of Liberty. Even McDonald's tried to cash in with a so-called Jamaican burger. To Jamaicans, this isn't respect, it's exploitation. At the heart of it all is the frustration that outsiders don't just share the culture, they claim ownership of it. Now, let's now dive deeper. Why is Jamaican culture so frequently appropriated? Why does it seem that everybody from artists in Africa to corporations in America want a piece of it? The speaker gives us the answer. Jamaican culture is just too cool, too influential, too global. In their words, Jamaicans control the algorithm of what world does. That's not an exaggeration. Look at history. Reggae and dancehall music don't just stay on the island. They influenced hip-hop in the United States, Afrobeats in Africa, Grime in the UK, and even elements of Latin trap and reggaeton in Latin America. The reach is undeniable. When you hear a certain rhythm, a patois phrase, or even the swagger in the delivery, you can almost guarantee there is Jamaican DNA inside it. But here's the problem. Influence without recognition quickly turns into erasure. When people mistake a Ghanaian, British, or even American artist as Jamaican because of their sound, it muddies the waters. Authenticity gets blurred. Who gets credit? Who owns the legacy? The same goes for food. Jack chicken, patties, rice and peas. There's a staple that carry centuries of Jamaican history, struggle and creativity. And yet big companies feel comfortable slapping the word Jamaican on any random product, even if it's cooked in a way that no Jamaican would recognize it. That's not cultural sharing, that's commodification. But let's not miss the irony. The very fact that people try to copy it proves just how powerful Jamaican culture really is. The speaker may sound frustrated, and rightly so, but they also admire Jamaicans for being too wavy to ignore. In fact, that's the dual reality. Jamaica is both victim and victor in the cultural conversation. Victim because its contributions are constantly stolen or misattributed. Victor because those contributions set global trends. And here's where the conversation takes a turn, because culture at its best is meant to be shared. It's how we learn, how we grow, how we bridge divides. The speaker acknowledges this, saying culture is a God-given right to be understood by others. The problem isn't people appreciating Jamaican music or food. The problem is when appreciation turns into appropriation. So, what's the difference? Sharing means learning, respecting, giving credit, and uplifting the religion. Appropriation means borrowing without acknowledgement, repackaging for profit, and pretending it was yours after all. And Jamaicans are tired of the latter. They're tired of hearing their accent in voices that don't respect the roots. They're tired of corporations selling a fake version of their cuisine. They are tired of outsiders acting like they've been part of the culture from day one. But here's the hopeful part. No matter how much gets stolen, diluted, or misrepresented, Jamaican culture remains undeniable. The world knows the source, even if it pretends not to. You can fake the accent, you can remix the food, you can sell a Jamaican burger, but you can't replicate the soul of Jamaica. The truth is, this island of less than 3 million people has done what entire continents haven't managed. Dictated the rhythm, flavor, and slang of global culture. That is why people want to copy it. That's why it keeps being misattributed. And that is why the conversation about cultural theft is so important. Because it's not about keeping Jamaican culture locked away. It's about demanding respect for its origin, ensuring credit goes where it's due, and making sure Jamaicans aren't erased from their own legacy. At the end of the day, guys, the speaker's frustration comes with admiration. They call Jamaicans too cool because despite the theft, Jamaicans have, carved out an unshakable place at the center of global culture. And maybe that is the takeaway here. The world needs to stop pretending and start acknowledging. Jamaica doesn't just influence the culture; it is the culture. Yeah, drop a comment, guys. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye bye.